Now on Nightside, we're following the Cougs and Zags on the road to the NCAA Championship.
Just a few sprinkles on basketball fans today, but there's more wet weather on the way for the weekend. I'll help you plan around the showers in the First Alert forecast.
Thrive International and the Spokane Public Library are teaming up to create more affordable housing in Spokane. How soon you'll be able to sign up. You're watching 4 News Now, Nightside. Both the Washington State Cougars and the Gonzaga Bulldogs continue their road to the championship in just hours from now. Thanks for joining us for Nightside. I'm Kirsten O'Connor. Derek has the night off. The Zags take on Kansas with a trip to the Sweet 16 on the line. Sports director Julian Minensone is in Salt Lake City with the Zags tonight.
For a lot of college basketball players, shooting is all about the flick of the wrist. For Gonzaga guard Nolan Hickman, it's all about the heat on the feet. You'll never see Nolan Hickman wear the same shoe twice.
Everything I wear is clean.
Nolan has more than 50 pairs of basketball sneakers in his dorm room in Spokane, and even more at his home in Seattle.
Since I was little, my parents kept me in Jordans.
And when your godfather is Seattle basketball legend Nate Robinson, sneaker culture is a part of your DNA.
He was always a shoe fanatic too, so going over to his house, seeing all the shoes and stuff, it was just always an interest to me.
There are no superstitions in Nolan's shoe game. He lives by the motto, look good, play good.
However I'm feeling that day, it could be a different color, or if I think this shoe might look good with this jersey, then yeah, I'll switch that shoe.
His favorite pair right now? The Sabrina Ones by WNBA All-Star Sabrina Ionescu.
The Sabrinas, they got my heart right now. They've been my go-tos.
Nolan is planning to pack enough pairs for a Final Four run. For now, he's taking the tournament one step at a time.
I'm going to go out there, play with a different type of edge just because it's March Madness, for sure. But, yeah, I'm ready.
If Nolan has a good game in a shoe, he doesn't keep wearing it. He retires it and moves on to the next, just like a lot of the teams have to do here at the NCAA tournament. Gonzaga and Kansas tip off at 12:15 Spokane time tomorrow. We'll have coverage for you right here on 4 News Now. Reporting in Salt Lake City, Julian Minensone, 4 News Now Sports.
Thank you, Julian. And the Cougs face off against Iowa State tomorrow after that massive comeback against the Drake Bulldogs. Alex Crescenti joins us now from Omaha, Nebraska.
We talked to some of the Iowa State players in the locker room earlier today, and they made it clear what their game plan is going to be against Washington State. Limit the second chance opportunities and stop the big guys like Isaac Jones and Oscar Clough, essentially taking away the size advantage of Washington State. And that's probably the right way to go after the Cougs. We saw Jones absolutely dominate in the paint last night against Drake. He recorded the first double-double in an NCAA tournament game in program history, putting up 20 points and 11 boards. Now, on the flip side, if you take away Washington State's ability to score at the rim, that's going to open it up for the guards and the shooters, and they are relishing at the idea of being left wide open.
I just got to continue to be unselfish. Like, I've been getting doubled all year, so I just got to make quicker reads, I guess. They're a really aggressive team on the trap, so I got to make probably the fastest read I'll have to make all the season, but I don't think it changes much. We know what we have to do, and we got to defend, make the right plays, and make the extra passes, and I think we'll be all right.
Well, good luck with that. Isaac Jones is really good. He makes all of us better. But we do have a good perimeter threat of shooters. So, you got to kind of like pick your poison. You want the inside to work or you want the outside to work. And I guess it's just going to be a tale of, two teams going to battle and war and see which one's going to come out on top.
That makes me happy. That makes me happy, honestly. If they're going to double Isaac, I'm going to have threes. So I know Zay's going to have threes, Andre's going to have threes. So I know all the guards are happy about that.
Now, if the three-point line were to open up, the Cougs should be in business. They were 7 of 14 from that range in the win against Drake last night. Now, tip-off against Iowa State is scheduled for just after 3 p.m. Pullman time. A win, and the Cougs will be in the Sweet 16 for the first time since 2008. Reporting tonight from Omaha, Nebraska, I'm Alex Crescenti, 4 News Now Sports.
The Eastern Eagles' road to the championship has come to an end in Corvallis in the first round of the tournament, losing to the Oregon State Beavers 73-51. The Eagles had the lead early on, but struggled offensively after the first quarter. And while it's not the outcome the Eagles wanted, they still had an amazing season, being the first team to make the tournament since 1987.
Y-A-L-E-U, Bulldogs, Bulldogs, arf, arf, arf.
While the University of Idaho didn't make it to the NCAA tournament, the Vandal Band did. They found out that the Yale marching band couldn't make the trip to support their Bulldogs, so the Vandals learned their fight song and cheered them on from the stands. Thousands of tourists have flocked to Spokane, and whether you traveled 20 minutes or across the country for the tournament, there's some things you should know before making your way downtown. The Podium is hosting the Pacific Northwest qualifier, and One Spokane Stadium is hosting several soccer games, including Spokane Velocity, so parking is going to be harder to find and more expensive.
I feel like you could apply the same rules that you would apply when we have a big snowstorm and you have to get to work. Just take extra time, take it slow, be mentally prepared that it's going to take you a little bit longer to find parking.
And before you arrive, keep in mind that the Spokane Arena has a clear bag policy, so you are going to be limited to one clear bag, no larger than 14 by 14 by 6 inches, or you can bring a small clutch. And when you're considering what to bring, remember there are plenty of opportunities to buy food and drink inside the venue. Now, Chris, I noticed that it was compared to the weather. I feel like the weather shouldn't be blamed. We've had actually pretty nice weather.
Yes, we have had a really nice stretch of weather, and I was so relieved that the showers were all around us, but stayed relatively dry at the Spokane Veterans Memorial Arena. Just a few sprinkles on the windshield while the fans were in the arena today and walking to the cars and to the parking lots and to the hotels. It was dry. Here's a look at our radar right now, and we do still have just a few spots where we're seeing some sprinkles right now. Let's put this into motion, and you could see it's very hit and miss right now, mostly miss, but that is going to change as we get into tomorrow morning. Here's our forecast radar. We have more wet weather streaming up from the south, particularly tomorrow morning early. Here's 8 a.m. Then we may get a little bit of a break late morning into the early afternoon where we can walk some dogs or wander around downtown Spokane if you're visiting. Here's 7 o'clock tomorrow evening, and we're drying out again, but there is more wet weather on the way. Here's a look at your weekend forecast. Showers tomorrow. We're also going to see a pretty good drop in our temperatures, about 10 degrees from today. For Sunday, I've got a few snowflakes mixing in with the rain. I'll go over the timing of that and where we could see some of that snow sticking around. That's coming up in just a few minutes. Kirsten.
Thank you, Chris. 4 intersections between Thor and Freya bring major traffic into Spokane. The city wants to rebuild those intersections and make it safer for drivers. It is a $4.3 million project, and some business owners say they're really not happy about the construction plan. The owner of the gas station at the corner of Thor and 3rd Avenue spoke with us today. He says he has lost customers to previous construction projects.
Our main traffic comes off the freeway, and when you see construction on an exit, we don't get that through traffic stopping to get gas, buy snacks. I mean, they're just kind of on their way to the next exit.
Well, drivers will have access to Thor and Freya Street, but with only one lane. The construction is expected to finish by the end of July. Spokane is about to get more affordable housing thanks to a partnership between Thrive International and the Spokane Public Library. A plot of land that's gone unused since the 90s will get new life. At just over an acre and a half, the lot will be used for at least 45 housing units, able to house more than 100 people. Half of the spots will go to refugees. The other half will be open to the rest of the public.
The U.S. is extremely different than any other place that they've been. So there's so many things for them to learn. And so for them to be near people who have experience in America, who can help guide them, and also from the other side.
The facility will also include a community space, garden, and library kiosk, which will all be open to the public. It's expected to open sometime next year. A Spokane woman found with serious injuries and part of her hair forcibly shaved off. Now 4 people are charged with kidnapping. And the family of the 4 people murdered by a man in Kellogg ask the judge for justice. Their emotional plea next on Nightside.
Pick of the night tonight is from Holly McTee. Some early blooming magnolias, not around Spokane. You have to go down into the warmer climate around Lewiston to find these beauties right now. Gorgeous photo and a sign of things to come throughout the inland Northwest. I'll be back with some less than spring-like weather in your 7-day forecast.
Download the KXLY Plus app on your connected TV.
4 News Now is brought to you by River City Glass.
This is Ford Truck Month with amazing offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks. Get to Ford Truck Month. Lock in a 6-year rate. Get 1.9% for 72 on a 2023 F-150 only at your local Ford dealer.
This is going to be a lot of fun.
Kimmel's got late night.
Yeah, I love coming here.
On lock.
Get up, come on, let's dance. Watch me for an hour and the other 23 are yours.
Jimmy Kimmel Live, weeknights on ABC.
An incredible woman's final moments. A goodbye unlike any other. A message every family needs to hear.
How often do you get to do that? Save someone's life.
Watch A Gift of Life, Tuesday, only on 4 News Now at 6.
Dear 2031, we look forward to seeing you. After our 160-point quality assurance inspection, we'll be Toyota certified used vehicles with 7-year, 100,000-mile limited powertrain warranties. Not to honk our own horns, but the best new cars make the best used cars. Yours, Toyota.
Get 5.49% APR for up to 60 months on many of your favorite Toyota certified used models. Find yours at toyotacertified.com. Toyota, let's go places.
With Dish, get the same TV bill every month for 2 years.
Hello? Oh God, I think someone's coming.
No price hikes, no surprises. Because surprising TV shows are great. Surprising TV bills, not great.
Let's get you some fresh water.
The 2-year TV price guarantee from Dish. Tuned in to you.
This is Ford Truck Month with amazing offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks. Get to Ford Truck Month. Lock in a 6-year rate. Get 1.9% for 72 on a 2023 F-150 only at your local Ford dealer.
4 News Now, Road to the Championship, is brought to you by Northwest Specialty Hospital.
What a day. I thought it was pretty.
I did too. It was fun having all these basketball visitors in town, especially being right across from the arena. Very exciting. I was worried at times they were going to get poured on, but the showers just seemed to avoid downtown Spokane.
It was a different kind of bubble this year.
Yeah, there you go. I don't know if we're going to be quite as lucky through the weekend. Here's a look at a time lapse over the Veterans Memorial Arena and the Spokane County Courthouse today and into the evening, and all the traffic. The cars didn't move much, but there were a lot of people walking around, and like I say, just very exciting to have so many folks around. Here are 4 things to know about your weather. We'll have rain at times on Saturday. High temperatures will be in the 40s. We'll have about a 10-degree drop from today, but we'll be closer to average. Mountain snow, and then the potential for some valley snow Sunday morning. I'll show you that in just a moment. Here's our chance of precipitation through the day on Saturday, and at least a chance throughout the day, but we do get that little bit of a dip from late morning into early afternoon where our odds go down, and then it increases again tomorrow evening. Here's a look at our forecast radar starting off at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening with fairly dry conditions, just a few hit and miss showers, but things do pick up as we go into the overnight. Now here's Sunday at 4 a.m. and you'll notice a fair amount of blue showing up. Our snow level as we get into Sunday early morning is coming right down to the valley floors. Not a lot of accumulation in the valleys, but we do have the potential for some measurable snow, particularly from Coeur d'Alene north and in the Northeast Mountains. And then throughout the day on Sunday, we still have the chance of rain showers in a scattered basis. Here's a closer view on our forecast radar starting off Saturday, well, 24 hours from now. And we could see those hit and miss showers fairly spotty spotty, but they start to become more varietal as we get into 3 a.m. with a rain-snow mix, snow up around Bayville and Spirit Lake, snow around Post Falls by Sunday at 7 in the morning. Still more of a mix right in Spokane, and then snow from Coeur d'Alene up through Spirit Lake and Bayview even as we get close to the noon hour. Here's our odds of an inch of snow or more. Right now, very low in Spokane. You may see some snow mixing in, but I don't think you're going to see anything sticking. Coeur d'Alene, though, it's up to a 30% chance, 50% chance in Sandpoint, and Bonners Ferry a 60% chance. And this weather pattern especially favors those mountains around the Sandpoint area, so could see some heavy snow piling up there in the Selkirks. Your planning forecast. Plan for a cooler day on Sunday. We're down into the mid-40s. That's about 5 or 7 degrees below average with that rain-snow mix in the morning, turning to rain in the afternoon. Rain-snow mix on Monday, especially in the morning, but also a drier day. And then we have a chance of showers continuing through the forecast with temperatures running just a little on the cool side and overnight lows awfully close to freezing. So still we'll see some snow mixing in from time to time, but if you've already had your winter tires removed or put the snowblower away from the season, if you're in the metro area, you should be just fine.
Yeah, and the people who are hoping for a little bit more snow, it looks like they're going to get it.
Just a little bit more, yes. If you're heading to the mountains, you may get a lot.
There we go. Ski time.
Yes.
All right. Thanks, Chris. Well, 4 people are in jail for kidnapping and beating a woman in West Central Spokane. Officers responded to a 911 call around 10:30 this morning that a woman was screaming on Boone Avenue right near Monroe Street. When they arrived, they found her with serious injuries and part of her hair forcibly shaved off. The police arrested 4 suspects trying to hide in a nearby apartment. They're charged with first-degree kidnapping and second-degree assault. The victim is in serious condition at the hospital. The police department is obtaining a search warrant for the location the suspects were found. We don't have any more information from Spokane Police just yet. We'll bring you any new details on KXLY.com. Well, the Idaho prisoner who escaped from transport early Wednesday morning along with his accomplice are suspected in 2 murders in our area. Idaho State Police say they believe Skylar Mead and Nicholas Umfenauer escaped from Boise and drove north in a stolen Honda Civic. Investigators say they drove all the way to Julietta, where they came across 83-year-old James Monty, who was just walking his dogs. And they say Monty and his 2 dogs and his Chrysler Pacifica were taken and driven east toward Leland. That's where investigators recovered the stolen Honda Civic and the body of James Monty. That same day, investigators were called to a home outside of Orofino, where they found the body of 72-year-old Gerald Don Henderson. They also found prison shackles and Monty's 2 dogs. Well, yesterday, police found Monty's Pacifica at a home in Filer. That's just outside of Twin Falls. Mead and Umfenauer had already left the home in separate cars. Both were pulled over and arrested. This investigation is making national headlines. For an in-depth look at how police caught up to them, check KXLY.com. A man who pleaded guilty to second-degree murder for killing a family of 4 in North Idaho is being sentenced Monday. Ahead of his sentencing, the victim's family and friends sent in letters to the judge asking for justice. Major John Kaler shot and killed Kenneth and Kenna Gardapi and teenagers Devin and Aiken Smith last summer. In letters, their family and friends describing the heart-wrenching pain they now feel every day, many saying all they have are memories. The family of 4 was described as loving and caring. Kenna's mom wrote in part, quote, "I feel he deserves life behind bars because I feel like I live my life like that every day," end quote. Kaler's sentencing is scheduled for 1 p.m. Monday. Well, first responders rushed to the scene of a deadly school bus crash outside of Austin, Texas today. Authorities say at least 2 people were killed, including a child. Here's ABC's Mola Lanky.
Tonight, a harrowing scene in Central Texas. At least 2 dead, including a young child. and more than 40 others injured after a bus filled with preschoolers crashed while returning from a field trip to the zoo.
They're advising a school bus with 44 students rolled over.
The incident taking place just before 2 p.m. local time on State Highway 21 in Bastrop County, just outside of Austin. Officials say the bus was struck by a concrete truck and another passenger vehicle.
Other vehicles involved, one being a concrete truck that also rolled over and a possible dead body at the location.
The severely damaged bus coming to a rest on the side of the highway. Multiple helicopters and ambulances responding to the scene, including a bus ambulance capable of transporting 20 patients.
Officials say there were 44 children and 11 adults on that school bus when it crashed. Authorities are working to reunite them with their families. Mola Lengi, ABC News, Denver.
Well, some students at MIT have found a potential solution to the world's water crisis. That's next on Nightside.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
Hey, lady, when is the baby coming?
Very, very soon.
Dad, what about yours?
You're gonna... Yeah, okay, well...
Fishing trip hit a snag. Won't stop us. In the Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue, or get 2.9% financing for 60 months on Pathfinder.
92.9 ZZU. ZZU.
4 News Now on the road to the championship. I'm Julian Minnesone, and I'm heading out with the Zags.
I'm Alex Crescenti. I'll be with my alma mater, Washington State.
Live coverage, behind-the-scenes access.
4 News Now, Road to the Championship, is sponsored by North Idaho Urology.
This month, CalCars is going crazy with mad savings on the biggest selection of tricked-out trucks and sporty SUVs.
We've aggressively priced these rigs so low that this month we're offering a price match guarantee, which means if you find the same type of vehicle anywhere else for less, we will match it, guaranteed.
And during this madness of savings, $40 down is all you need.
It's go time this week at Cal.
PB and J? PB before we go. P before we go. P before we go. See you tomorrow? Yeah.
4 News Now is brought to you by the 63rd Annual Gem, Mineral, and Jewelry Show at the Fairgrounds.
Thanks for staying up with Nightside. One of Spokane's longest-standing barbershops is closing its doors. Dan's Barbershop on North Monroe has been here since Christmas Eve of 1957. For more than 6 decades, customers have come through their doors, treated to great service, a famous cat, and an old-school barber experience. One barber at the shop says he will miss the longtime customers they've come to know.
We got guys been coming there since we opened up, you know. They come in when they were kids and now they're 50 years old, you know.
While some of the regulars will follow these barbers to their next business, the owner, Dan, passed away a few years back, and his family is planning to sell the property soon. The last day will be March 30th. Lawmakers in Boise have approved a bill that will invest $2 billion over the next 10 years for school facilities across the state. During Idaho Governor Brad Little's State of the State address, he made it clear that funding for school repairs was priority number 1.
We've all seen the pictures and the videos of some Idaho schools that are neglected, crumbling, leaking, falling apart. In one school I visited, raw sewage is seeping into a space under the cafeteria.
Well, the bill made it out of the Senate yesterday with a 23-11 vote. If signed into law, a new fund will be created that will allocate money to districts based on average daily attendance. School districts could choose to take the money in a lump sum or annually. According to estimates from the governor's office, Coeur d'Alene Public Schools would receive about $36.7 million, and Post Falls would receive about $23.2 million. Governor Little released a statement applauding lawmakers, saying, "Together, we secured the largest ever investment in school facilities funding in state history, while giving families back more of their hard-earned money with property and income tax relief." Well, today is World Water Day, observed every year, March 22nd, with a focus on access to clean water for all. This year, a stark new report is bringing attention to a global water crisis. UNESCO says there are around 2.2 billion people who don't have access to clean drinking water. And while climate change is global, its effects are not equal. More than 1/3 of Africa is now considered water insecure. But some students at MIT have found a potential solution in our oceans.
Seawater is the most abundant resource covering the Earth, and solar is accessible everywhere. And then, why not make them, combined? And then, it can be a very powerful tool. It's more like an equitable resource to anyone, anywhere, and anytime.
Well, these research scientists invented a machine the size of a suitcase that mimics the circulation power of the ocean. Powered only by sunlight, they say their prototype can remove the salt from 6 liters an hour at a cost cheaper than tap water, creating easily accessible drinking water for everyone. 4 News Now will be right back.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app.
4 News Now, Road to the Championship, is brought to you by North Idaho Urology.
I do have 2 amazing women here, Daisy and Kelsey. I can picture a life with both of them. But there is still a fear if that person is going to choose me.
The Honda you want is here. Get a great offer on the stylish HR-V or the Civic. Which car and driver calls fun to drive? There's never been a better time to drive in the moment with Honda. Buy online, reserve from select dealers, or hurry into your local Honda dealer today.
We love our house, but lately we've been feeling a little cramped.
So we talked to ICCU about a new home loan. The process was super quick, and we got a really great rate.
We start house hunting tomorrow.
Preferably something with a bigger garage.
If you're driven by an adventurous heart, you're in luck. The 2024 Subaru Outback shares your spirit. With standard symmetrical all-wheel drive and up to 32 miles per gallon. Plus, 97% of Outback vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road today. The 2024 Subaru Outback. Go where love takes you.
Drive with 1.9% financing during the Subaru A Lot to Love event at AutoNation Subaru.
Welcome back. We do want to warn you that some of the video we're about to show can be hard to watch. At least 40 people are dead and 100 others injured during an alleged terrorist attack at a concert hall in Russia. Witnesses claim people in camouflage shown in this video burst into the ground floor of that music hall in Moscow and started shooting. After that, according to Russian state media, the attackers threw a grenade or a bomb, which then started a fire that engulfed most of the building. Russian officials saying the fire caused part of the building to collapse, and in some video shared online that we are choosing not to show out of respect to the victims, you can see people running past bodies trying to leave the concert hall. The White House releasing a statement following the attack.
The images are just horrible.
and just hard to watch. And our thoughts, obviously, are going to be with the victims of this terrible, terrible shooting attack.
The White House also says as of now, there's no indication that Ukraine was involved. The terrorist group ISIS is claiming responsibility for the attack, but the group did not provide any evidence to support that claim. Earlier this month, the U.S. Embassy warned about a potential terrorist attack. Officials also warning Americans at the time to avoid concerts and crowds. A warning for travelers. Hackers have uncovered a security flaw that could open millions of hotel room doors. The good news is they're helping to fix the problem. ABC's Rhiannon Alley has the story.
This morning, hotel guests beware. With the right technology, researchers posing as hackers say they have uncovered a way to hack into key cards to open millions of doors at hotels around the world. Wired magazine reports there is an urgent push to fix the flaw.
With just 2 taps, they can open these doors in seconds.
Researchers found security vulnerabilities within the lock's encryption system. They say, using a key card, criminals cracked the code by taking a used key from a hotel, using a write-through device to grab the code from the card, essentially creating a master key.
These security researchers have actually exposed this, and that's a good thing because now Dormakaba, the lock manufacturer, can start the process of trying to update all these locks around the world and fix this.
They say the lock company has updated about 1/3 of the locks so far. In a statement, Dormakaba saying, our customers and partners all take security very seriously, and we are confident all reasonable steps will be taken to address this matter.
We also have to consider that they may have actually done it in the past. These more professional, profit-motivated, or politically motivated hackers, and they may have even exploited these locks in secret to get into hotel rooms for profit or even for kind of intelligence purposes.
Live stream KXLY Plus on the 4 News Now app. At 4 News Now, we believe you should expect more from local news. Our team is committed to a community conversation and bringing you information you need when and where you need it. Numerica believes in and supports that mission.
Roundup's like an accidental savings account. I get paid every time I buy something. It's like a bonus for me.
Fishing trip hit a snag? Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Like most backseat drivers, I'm all about safety. A Schwab fixes brakes, steering, and more.
Right now, during our spring tire sale, save up to $80 on select sets of 4 tires.
4 News Now on the road to the championship. I'm Julian Minenzone, and I'm heading out with the Zags.
I'm Alex Crescenti. I'll be with my alma mater, Washington State.
Live coverage, behind-the-scenes access.
4 News Now Road to the Championship is sponsored by Northwest Specialty Hospital.
The spring rush is on to get those home remodel projects going this week at Windsor Plywood.
It's time to shop for wood.
Upgrade your flooring with over 60 different styles and colors of vinyl plank, hardwood, or vinyl tile flooring. And if you're looking for decking, nobody has a better quality selection at Early Bird Spring Savings than the hometown pros at Windsor.
Windsor Plywood.
With 2 locations in Spokane.
Fishing trip hit a snag? Won't stop us. In a Nissan SUV, adventure begins where the road ends.
Drive a Nissan SUV. Get 1.9% financing for 60 months on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.
You know what I do on weekends like this, and this is true, I'm not just saying it, I have my 4 News Now First Alert weather app and the radar going the whole time so I can watch the rain move in, plan my dog walks, plan my jogs.
Right.
I always find a way to make it so I don't have to jog, but
sorry, there's some rain out there.
Oh, When is it going to stop raining? Well, I don't think it is, Jerry. I think we're going to have to skip the jog.
We already got the dogs out for the first break. That's all that really matters. No, I do like having that radar because, yeah, you can see it anywhere you are.
And that's the kind of weekend it's going to be. Rain, stop, a little bit of snow, stop.
Right. Don't worry so much.
Right.
As soon as it starts.